Welcome to the Love and Victory Show with Val, where we will bring you candid conversation. In each conversation, we will talk about real life ups and downs while tackling unresolved matters. We will also unmask issues and truly speak straightforward and candid about our needs and brokenness, while allowing ourselves to exhale so that we can become victorious. This is a place where you can be open to the possibilities of living life in abundance while gaining tools to become bold and complete. So let's get to it. Back in the house. Anna, that was the perfect song. You know, you're the perfect song. You are a little petty. I think that's true. Very petty. That's so petty. And I love it. You love it. I'm like, okay, so she gonna really come back with chili like that. That was real. That was a really. And y'all coming to the stage, y'all see Brother Carter gonna walk in. Brother Carter just wants y'all to see his fit.
He's
fresh though.
He wanted y'all. He could.
It's fresh.
So clean.
He literally waited. He could have been in here long before, but no. Brother Carter wanted to walk up onto the stage so y'all can see him. Look at him making noise, being seen, acting like, Well, we gonna say hello to brother. Oh Lord Jesus. That's why he the best co-host.
Amen.
Yes.
We
love the love. All right, then. Well, now, as y'all see that, Brother Carter, do the introduction.
Introduct what?
Introduct what? It's time to get the show popping.
Oh, okay.
What? Introduct what? What is going on with you today?
Introduce
I'm
him.
not ready right now. But anyway,
read the
room. When I read the room, I see such beauty. I see such excellence, intelligence.
Okay, come on now.
And what else can I bring to the stage?
Who are those people?
So, wow, Dave.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Girl, you're looking fabulous.
Thank you.
I love the glasses.
Thank you.
Tell the
Channeling my
people.
inner Val.
Your inner Val.
I see him. I see you, boo.
So introduce yourself to the people and tell them a little bit about
Here's
yourself.
your camera right
My
here.
camera's
Your camera's
Hey,
right
everybody.
there.
Dave
Yeah.
Smith. I'm just joining the party. I know they've already been turning up. I know this crowd. I am a productivity consultant for corporations. I help teams to be more productive, profitable, and purposeful in their work.
Come on now. She got all the P's in there.
alliterations. Yes. I'm a speaker, author, a podcast host, and a mompreneur.
Okay.
So I'm raising kids and running a business simultaneously. And it's a blessing and a busy life.
Wow.
Busy.
But
do
you
you find yourself anxious anytime?
You know, I have a lot of techniques to help calm down the anxiety that have been working for me. I just try to keep a good perspective.
Give us two.
Meditation and prayer.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
It right there. Right there. Okay.
Prayer and supplication.
There you go. There you go.
All right. EuHarra.
See, he's really that was a dig. Them two. That was a dig for me because you're gonna teach me how to say that name correctly. Teach me, baby.
I do want you to pronounce her name properly. Yes, I do.
Okay. Oh. Whatever.
Because she deserves it.
That's right.
Thank
That's
you.
so sweet.
Yes.
EuHarra, how you doing today, dear?
Still overjoyed. I'm just happy to be
I know.
here.
I told the people how beautiful you are already.
Yes,
earlier this morning. We did that part. They didn't get that.
Of
So
course,
I gave her another.
I understand.
But I want you to look at the camera over here and introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, y'all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My name is EuHarra. Like you
EuHarra.
said earlier, I'm happy to be back.
Uh-huh.
So thank y'all for bringing me back. But I'm a multimedia arts entrepreneur. So pretty much anything related to media, arts, audio, music, recording, I pretty much do everything in there.
You got that,
ma'am.
You got that.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I have that down. I just did a creative arts session for one of my friends.
Oh,
For one of his music videos and all the things that he's doing with his music career and all that stuff like that.
wow.
Currently, I'm a student getting my LVN.
Okay,
So
congrats.
I decided to go ahead and go do the nursing thing because it'll be advantageous to what I have going on in my life. And that's pretty much me.
Wow.
I love it.
As you see, we have two talented, very talented ladies on the show today, along with the beautiful, vivacious one, Miss Val. And how do you handle your anxiety?
My anxiety?
Yes.
Or do you deal with anxiety?
We all do.
Well, number one, I panic first and then I pray after that.
Oh, okay. So how do you deal with it?
I think the worst possible scenario so I could be prepared if it happens. Just that way I'm not taking
anxiety when you think the worst.
For me, it doesn't.
That works for you?
It works for me.
Oh.
I think of the worst possible scenario first, and then I climb myself off the ladder from there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a different perspective.
It is.
That is.
Total
I can just. Do you know what that did for me?
What?
It just put weights on my shoulder, bricks
Yeah.
on my shoulder, because the way she's dealing with it. For me to deal with it that way, it would be like, oh my God, it would just be so heavy. But I understand everybody operates differently.
Right,
but
right.
for me to think the worst first and then deal with it, oh my God, I would just, I couldn't breathe.
So how do you deal with your anxiety? What do you do?
Well, I deal with it. For me, I have to, when there is a problem, I have to deal with it. I can't just let it sit. So for me, I have to have a conversation. I need to talk. We have to work through it. I have to process through a situation, because if I don't, then it's just hanging on me. The stress is just hanging. So I can't just brush it under the table. I have to
what
talk about it.
What if you have a situation with someone and you want to talk it out, but the recipient does not want to
engage?
Right.
Well,
so how do you get it out when they're not going to hear, they're not listening or
so what
even
I do,
wanting to hear?
What I do in that situation, because you have to read the room. Is this a good time to have the conversation?
Yeah.
Or is it not? If it's not a good time to have the conversation, I remove myself out of the situation. Because if I stay in the situation, it's only going to bring tension and anxiety to.
But that anxiousness is still there, though. Right?
Not if I remove myself out of that situation, typically I can move on down the road.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think anxiety is a byproduct of like your need or desire to control.
Yes.
So the first step is like letting go of that control.
Yes.
I was listening to just an affirmation video a couple days ago, and she said whenever you have that anxiety or a feeling of like pressure or fear, you just when I talk about meditation, it's like just words that I think, which is thinking everything is going to be okay, everything is working out in my favor. So you suppress and then you think of gratitude, and that will help to rebalance your emotions in your mind. Because you're like fight or flight. That's what anxiety causes you to do. So you put those other thoughts back in your head. You take control over that, and it balances it out. Because I think it's kind of like one of those things where you are building up something that may or may not even be real. It's a false reality,
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But we're gonna get we're gonna get this acronym going so we can get this show.
I know, because we just jumped right on in the show.
We were ready to go.
Brother Carter just asking questions and stuff.
Before we
shut up, Lawrence.
You don't have to.
All right. Our acronym for today is
ADAPT. A is for affable, easy to talk to. D is for disciplined, well managed. A is for appropriate, something that is suitable. P is for perceptive, being sensitive and understanding. And T is for tolerant, accepting or putting up with.
Wow. I really think adapt. And that is a big question that we have to ask ourselves when we are reading the room or entering a room. Are you able to adapt with the environment in which you're coming into, or are you trying to control it by your own emotions and feelings? So with that being said, I'm ready to just jump into this conversation about reading the room. And before I get going, the people that are saying, welcome back. They miss you, Dave.
What?
Yes.
Hey, miss y'all too.
They miss you. So you guys are in for a treat, because these ladies are so transparent and they're so open. And I'm just going to hit them with,
don't forget bright.
Highly intelligent, So I'm going to hit y'all guys with this. When you think about reading the room, what's the first thought or when you heard the title, what's your first thought that came to you with reading the room?
My first thought was having control over your personhood, regardless of what may happen in an environment that you're placed in. So being observant and poised and in control of yourself.
Of yourself.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, Dave.
Yeah. For me, it was awareness. Just awareness, because you have to be aware, have self-awareness, and have awareness of the people around you when you're tasked with reading the room.
Mhm.
Sometimes people are, I think I don't want to call them narcissistic.
Yeah,
But is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, when they don't do that, they're just like really in their own bubble and not adjusting and adapting to what's happening. So being aware of what's going on, what's the word that came to me?
And I think I'll take it even a step further. When you are unwilling to, because you're so caught up, and like you said, it really is about being a little narcissist. You know, when you're thinking you're coming in the room and you want to make it about you, you know, so you just start spiraling out, saying things and just being. It really comes off obnoxious when, you know, you're just talking and saying anything to anybody and you're not even acknowledging what's happening in here.
Yeah.
This room is not about you today.
Yeah.
You know, but you're making it all about you when if you just sit.
Well, I'm not all that obnoxious. When I come,
you're not, baby. Come on.
no. And when I believe when I come into a room, you know, I am the room.
Oh God.
I believe that's.
Oh God. Y'all, come on now.
I thought he was gonna make it better. He did not make it better. He made it worse.
Y'all, ladies, do not give him a pass today. I give everybody.
Basically, he's saying he is the table.
He is the table. Okay, come
I
on.
believe when I step into the room, the whole dynamics change. When I step into the room,
You an atmosphere shifter.
Yeah, yeah. I believe that.
Come on, slip and slide. Okay, it's an inside joke on slip and slide. I gotta go there.
Okay.
So our cousin had her 70th birthday party.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to Ann.
happy belated birthday again. We enjoyed your party. And oh my God, so they did a Soul Train line. And
Wait a minute, that had nothing to do with reading the room.
that's what I'm talking. It has everything to read the room.
Okay.
You know,
that is me being the room.
that's you
Okay.
being the room.
Okay.
Brother Carter was slipping and sliding on that dance floor all day.
Take it back.
He didn't
I
care.
had a good time.
He had a good time. So I have to agree with him. He really be in his own world. But sometimes I do say to him, read the room.
But I get what he's saying, because I've been in environments like it's funny, I was at my aunt's 70th birthday
Oh, wow.
this past weekend. And she had her classmates that are all 70. And then she had young nieces and everybody, right? And my aunt is real young. Like she can hang with us a little bit. So I agree with Brother Carter, because I felt like some of us were trying to make sure the party was like hype, you know, like a good time and not stale and sitting there.
Yeah.
So we could have read the room and just sat down and be like, we just gonna eat food and, you know, but no, we were trying to keep the party going.
Yeah.
So we were the party.
Bring,
I agree. Yeah, sometimes
you have to bring you to. You got to bring you to the room.
Right.
You know,
I always
especially
say,
if you got to have a positive impact on
Yeah.
things. You know, if you just a sour dough, you know, reading the room mean just sitting over there. Yeah, I'm not going to participate in that.
you know, I have to say that he's a whole vibe. He's a whole vibe.
I love it.
But taking it on down, and what I want to do today is help the people that are listening to read the room, and why it's important.
You're saying it in a different manner in which I'm.
Yes,
proclaiming
that's
it.
okay. But no.
Yeah.
That's the way you read the room. It's okay. I really want to help people understand the importance of reading the room. We can talk from a professional level. We can talk from just every day. How can you help someone that just kind of really is detached from or are unable to read the room? What would you say to them?
Yeah.
Self-awareness.
When you step into a room, let's say professional room, take a moment to just be observant.
Yes.
See who's there.
Mhm.
That may impact how you show up, what you say, what you don't say. See what's
true.
going on. Like I would think that most of us can kind of feel the energy, like, ooh, it's tense, or it needs some liveliness,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. So just take a moment to be observant. I think that comes with maturity, right? You're just like, okay, let me just just go in and just be, showing out or
Yourself at home with
all
your
the
family.
time. I'm not saying to, not be who you are, but a mature professional is someone who is observant and then navigates accordingly, especially if you have a goal to do something. Like if you're trying to, get promoted or be seen as something, you want to make sure that you represent yourself the right way.
Right.
And so you can never take back a first impression. Stuff sticks with you. So you want to make sure you have that approach first and then kind of navigate from there.
And going there, what's your take on that? Because then I'm gonna dial that a little bit. Okay. No, I know, but do you have anything to say about
professional?
I would say time and place and knowing general information about different settings that you're going to frequent or be in. I don't think anyone is completely oblivious to how to compose themselves when they go in certain places. For example, when you go to church, you already have an idea on how you're going to behave. When you go to work, you already have an idea on how you're going to behave. Let's say if you're going to a party, you already have an idea on the time, the setting, the place, the reason for the place in which you're going to be there for. So I would basically, to add what she said, would just think of your general knowledge of the places that you're going to.
Would you think that it's immaturity of an individual that are just self-absorbed, that refuses? They walk in a room, they know all of this, and please jump in. Do you feel that that's a lack of maturity, or do you think that they just walk around with, it's all about me?
It is a lack of maturity. It is a lack of maturity. Some people are just very flamboyant.
If you're not adaptable, yes, truly, that is a lack of maturity.
Yeah.
You have to know how to, just like the acronym say, you have to know how to adapt to the
environment.
situation. I couldn't go to the corporate meeting and start sliding all over.
Slipping and sliding, of course. Right. You know that is not the time to do the Harlem Shuffle, right? Yes, I agree with that 100%.
I think it's both.
And I know you wanted to jump in there.
I feel I've been in a situation where this guy came in and he's like, he was, no offense, like he was very cute, everything was like all buff and everything, but he came in with such a bad attitude, like the narcissistic, like look at me, ego type. And so he didn't even like really introduce himself to a lot of people in the party, only to the people he knew, right? And so I saw that, so I was like, I'm not gonna go up to him go inflate his ego more. No, thank you. So then let's say like an hour went by in the party, 2 hours, 1 hour and a half. And then I find myself in the kitchen with this guy. And that's when he put his guard down. And that's when he actually said hi. And I'm like, oh, hello. Yeah. How are you? And then as we started talking, his ego got down and down and down, because when you come into a place trying to show off, it's going to be like, you're going to clash with some people. And that's when
why would you say he was showing off? Maybe he just
because
didn't
he was
have
cute.
the personality.
I'm not giving it's insecurity.
He wanted to exactly insecurity, because he's all buff. He's trying to be like the good catch and all that. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not going to go for that.
Now, what kind of setting was this?
It was a house party, like a friend of a friend of a friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get you now.
Yeah.
I do think that it's when a lot of times it does show a lot of insecurity.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk about, are you guys able to read the body language up here? And that goes right back to what she just said. Let's talk about the body language. Can you kind of pick up on people's body languages? And let's talk about that.
Yeah. I feel like the older I am, the more I am able to. Because I used to be a little bit, well, we're talking about maturity. I didn't have always the maturity to do the observance. So I'm speaking from my own experience. So I may not have seen it, but now I'm slow to speak, quick to listen.
There you go.
What is it? When I was a child, I spoke as a child. So now I do things differently. So now I do feel like I take time to, really read the room and see what's going on before I act. But I wasn't always like that. Sometimes I didn't read body language or pick up on it. and someone would call it out to me and say, you know, so and so was doing this and that. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know. I was just like aloof. I don't know.
But it's important. It's
Yeah,
so
it
important to read the body language, because sometimes you can see someone sitting in the corner that may not be pushing other people away, but they may not be feeling good about themselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes they may need a person like yourself to come over and just give them the, hey, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Read the room.
Yeah.
You know,
Another point to that, you know, we're living in some dangerous times right now.
Mhm.
And it is very important that you read the room,
Yes.
because there are some people that's sitting over there
Oof.
looking to devour you.
Mhm. Yes, yes.
If you're not paying attention. So that is something to.
Yeah.
What are
That is true.
What are some of the things you should look for? Should it be facial? Give some example when we say read the room of what that looks like. What
But you brought that thought in my head when you was talking about somebody sitting over in the corner somewhere, you know. That's kind of weird. Everybody's engaging and they just sitting in
Well,
the
I'm
corner,
gonna
so.
flip that another way, because I was that person sometime that would sit in the
corner?
yeah. Let me explain to you. I was that person, but I was that person because I was broken. I was hurting, and I wasn't really thinking about the other person, you know, doing something to someone. I was the victim, but the people around me didn't see, because they were so busy doing, and they're so used to me showing up and being, even though I was happy on the outside, I was that broken person on the inside. So when I'm speaking of this, I'm saying read the room. There may be someone sitting in the corner with no ill intent against someone else, but just you don't know the struggle that they
So
had.
what you're trying to say is be more engaged with somebody that's sitting in the room. Try to
No.
bring them into.
No, what I'm saying is you don't know what that struggle was for someone just to show up. And if that person is important to you, just like you go around, you come into a room and you acknowledge you're at a family gathering and you acknowledge certain family members. You acknowledge those people. You say hello. You give them a hug. Glad to see you. You don't know what that person had to go to motivate themselves to show up. That's all they made it.
Right.
That's all they were. That's all the energy that they had.
But
they made it.
On the other hand, on that, if you're reading the room and that person is sitting there looking as though they are, what the word I'm looking for? Shit. Don't want to be approached.
Okay.
Standoffish.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if I'm reading the room, this person look like they don't want to be approached. They don't want, you know. So
Well, body
reading the
language can
room
be
with-
deceptive
Yeah,
a lot of times.
But if you read in the room, like,
But if
within your own
Mhm.
thinking, you see this person as someone that I shouldn't say anything
But
to this person.
I beg to differ, because I think that you may be kind of like the situation over at Kendra Scott. You know, the woman walked in and she had so much at our event, as we said earlier, she walked into the store
Right.
with just this on her.
And she
And-
read the room. She said, "This is a person that I'm not going to go talk to." That's what I said.
But listen to me. But she came to me.
Right.
And she said, "Hey, Miss Carter,"
Yeah.
because we had invited people in there. And so I went over and because God, I just believe that God gives us all
But
different
you
talents.
you have a personality to do that.
But we all do.
Everybody don't.
But it
have
may not be your assignment. It may not be your assignment. It could be someone else's assignment. Just read the room. And you can't take it all on personally. It's, if this is a family.
So should she have went and approached that lady?
No,
So she
it
felt
wasn't her
like-
assignment.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're
You,
saying.
you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying it's a family, or just read the room. You work with these people. Sometimes it doesn't take anything for us to just say hello, put a smile.
Yeah.
It may change the mindset of even someone that may be thinking about doing something harmful to
So
themselves.
just check on them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Are you
it hurt-
okay?
It hurts. It takes nothing from
Yeah.
you
It's
to
just
lend
like
a smile.
It's just like the free love we asked on the Love and Victory show. Y'all just hit the like button or the love
The
button.
free
Yes,
love.
the free
Just the
love.
free love.
Yeah, it is the
That's
free
all
love.
it is. It's free love. That's exactly
Comment,
what
like,
it is.
subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
sense to go off of your scenario. A lot of times people be conflicted, especially when it's in like a family setting
Yes.
that came because they wanted to come.
They come.
But they're being standoffish because they're in some type of mood that they just need to be coaxed out.
They
of.
just exactly.
So I get
And
what
maybe
you're
not,
saying in that
maybe
type
not
of
even
setting.
feeling welcome in the room. Well,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Because
Yeah.
muscle memory
Yeah.
and characteristics is part of body
Yes.
language, and people see you frequently, they
Mhm.
know your body habits.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And so a lot of times what happens with that is we tend to make that be our reason for not connecting to someone else. When in fact, no, we have a responsibility as human beings
Mhm.
to at least attempt to give what we want coming back to us. So if I walk in a room and I see Day or I see EuHarra not with that smile on your face, I'm not going to just walk past that because that's not normal.
Right. Yeah.
That's you guys are people that normally are lit up. So why? Because I see you sitting in a corner, I'm not going to go acknowledge you.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. We have
Yeah.
to stop that foolishness.
Yeah.
We can't forget about how people just come in, like, for example, I'm a person who comes in with a smile. I'm very energetic.
Mhm.
And so I've dealt with people not really approaching me because they didn't want to deal with my energy, or they're in their head like, oh, she's doing too much or something like that, right? And so I see them because sometimes when you're thinking, it comes in your face.
Yes.
It comes over your face. So I'm like, I read the room in the way that how people are perceiving me, and then see who should I go talk to, who can I really like start. And then as time goes by, let's say in the party or something like that, then, the mean mug of the person who was ever looking at me weird changes and everything. And then you go by and then you say hello or something like that. But yeah, like even like with networking, it's sometimes a little hard for me, just because I'm like, who should I go talk to first? Or I just sometimes stay a little bit in the, like by the entrance, I'm going to say, and then really look at each section, each booth, each people, and see, okay, who can I start to talk to first?
But
And how do you do that? You do that off of body language. You do
Yes,
that off
yes.
of who you physically see you can relate yourself to.
Yes.
So body language is part of, we judge with body language.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you see someone, let's say, for example, I'll just be honest, whatever setting it may be, I'm automatically going to go to where's Black people.
No, where's-
You see what I'm saying? I'm
Because that's
automatically.
a
when you
familiar-
say body
it's a
language,
familiar-
what does that? How do you describe body language?
Well,
What
if
is-
you said
Body language could be.
Oh, okay.
Body language could be, well, I ride share part-time.
Okay.
So I really have to watch who gets in my car. Number one, they're a stranger. And number two, anybody can do something crazy to where they're in the back seat and they want to put a gun to my head.
Okay.
So I check my mirrors and I'm watching body language.
Body language or facial expression?
All of it.
Or
I'm
is it
watching
the
to
same?
see if they're slouching. First of all,
Yeah.
we all judge off of appearance.
Right.
So I'm judging for my safety. I'm judging off of the type of clothes you wear, the type of smell you come into my vehicle with, the type of area I'm picking you up to or dropping you off to. And then that makes me be cautious of, do I need to be a little bit more alert because this person is, no offense, but I picked this person up from a kind of rough around the edges area. And then even if it's a nice area, people are just crazy.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm watching to see, are you coming in here with bags? Are you going in and out of the bag? How is your behavior
Okay.
with your body? Are you fidgeting? Are you talkative? Are you standoffish and you don't want to be bothered? You know, so all of that is part of
Okay.
is part of
Wow.
that.
Part of the body.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Facial expressions is a part of body language.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it tells a lot.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
I think it's
a lot. Yes.
Aaron, you were going to say something?
Turn your mic on, honey.
Yeah, I was thinking about the question because the purpose of reading the room is to be able to connect with people, right? So is it that we look to read the room to like find those and be intentional with those connecting points?
Well, no, I think reading the room is about you, because when you can to find those connections, but I also think it's about you being able to feel comfortable in the environment. That's the most important thing. And understand, how I should be carrying myself, how I should be, how do I want to be represented? How am I represented? It's about you knowing when and what to say. It's so important when reading the
When
room.
to
I was
say
just
it.
about to
Yeah.
say that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Brother Carter going, okay.
Y'all,
Speaking in third person.
here you go.
Brother Carter goes to a function with nothing but doctors and healthcare professionals,
Mhm.
which is what my wife do. And you sitting at the table, round table, with everyone in their suits and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we're about to eat our food. And we have chicken.
Y'all know banquets. They love the
They
chicken.
love chicken,
Mhm.
and this is chicken pieces, not
Oh.
legs, wings, and that type of thing, not breasts.
Mhm.
And so all the doctors and the healthcare professionals have their knife and their fork, and they're going to cut. They're trying to cut the little chicken off the bone and whatnot. And I was reading the room, so I was trying my best to
Fit in.
apply
Okay. Okay.
those techniques. But I got tired trying to fit into the room.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So I
You created your own
made the
environment.
room.
He made the room.
So I picked up the chicken wing,
And bit it.
I broke it
Yes.
and bit into it. And the doctors and the healthcare professionals say, I was glad somebody did something.
He changed
And
the
it
aura.
just changed the whole
Wow.
And that's what you were saying
Yeah.
earlier. That's when
Yeah.
you have to bring yourself
Yeah.
into the room.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? I think it's levels.
Yes.
Part of it is
Yeah.
like behavior.
Right.
Behave yourself
Yeah.
according to the setting that you're in.
Yeah.
But also be yourself
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you might help
I wanted
relieve
to
somebody
get-
else to be themselves.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
They were struggling.
They was
Wanted to
struggling.
get- everybody was struggling. 'Cause they
Yeah.
were like,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How
Because
you
the
gonna
setting
cut it?
probably called for decorum.
Oh,
It probably
yeah.
called for a
It
salad
did.
fork,
Right,
dessert,
it did.
dessert
Yeah.
spoon, and all of that.
Before we take a break, I got to make this real quick. I was sitting there because I knew any moment he was getting ready to do something. He was
Yeah.
either going to say something or he was going to do something.
And
'Cause
keep
that
in mind the chief of what Dr.
The chief of what was that?
he was the highest ranking
Yeah.
at our table.
Okay.
So
What's his name?
I can't call him right now, but anyway,
Yeah, anyway,
he I'm like any moment,
Yeah.
any moment.
he was so
any-
happy that I
any
did
moment.
that.
Well, when I tell y'all, that's one of the things that is so important about being authentic, you,
Mhm.
Yeah.
being you. But you still can read the room. It's not okay to just. He wasn't rude.
No.
He wasn't disrespectful. He didn't make anybody else. He just said, this ain't working, and I know none of y'all.
Yeah.
And it really just kind of brought laughter.
Yeah.
And after then, we danced the
Icebreaker,
night away.
that's what I like
That's
to call
exactly
it.
what it
That's
was.
perfect.
Yeah.
I love when that happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Cut it cold. She didn't even, I'm saying, baby, that she talking about,
I was looking forward to go.
we thought she was going to fade us out. She cut y'all. I was over here. We was in here grooving to that song. Right, Brother Carter?
It was
Can
too
you
fast.
fade us out?
Baby.
Yeah.
That's a fade. That's a better fade.
That's a better fade. You did. That's okay, dear. That was good.
All right.
So we're going to take this thing. Oh, my God.
But time has flown by.
But we ain't gone to Brother
Yeah.
Carter.
No, but it's still flown by.
It's
Yeah.
flying.
Flown
It's
by.
like,
Yeah.
but we ain't gone yet. We ain't gone.
No,
We ain't
we still
gone.
got some.
So we got some time. So I'm going to ask this: how do you adjust your behavior around you to
Mhm.
when the aura, when the thing is just not work? How do you adjust your attitude and your body language? And you off,
Mhm.
and you know what vibe you're putting out there. How do you adjust, or do you just stay in that stank space?
Mm-mm. I try to find an exit.
Okay.
If I can leave,
I
I,
think that's
do.
great, yes.
Just because I don't want to be in any space that's not gonna be beneficial to me. Like if I have whether it's virtual or when people, I've been in rooms, I've jumped in and it's like negative. I'm like, I don't want to be here. I'm leaving.
Mhm.
It goes back. I love you saying that because I think a lot of times we force ourselves to stay places that God never intended for us to go. Other
Yeah.
people wanted us to go, and we're doing it at the sacrifice of ourselves, and we're not supposed to be in that arena.
Yeah.
So when you're completely off on something, there's a reason. There's like warning signs going off. You need to kind of
I try to leave.
exit.
So what if you cannot exit?
You
What
can
if this
always
is
exit.
What if this is a room you have to be in, and you just have to be in
Okay,
this room?
so-
and
Okay,
the
okay.
atmosphere
So you're
is just
speaking-
not real.
I'm gonna take a page from Brother Carter, because if I have to be there, we're gonna try to raise that vibration. Listen, we're not gonna be here. And I feel like, what does that take? Is there an icebreaker? Do we need to break the chicken? Do we need to slip and slide? Whatever we gonna do, because I just don't want to be in a space like that. I'm gonna leave, or I'm gonna try to change it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
I think that when thinking about that and reading the room, you have a natural gift to bring or to exit with. And I think you have to choose when or not to be present in that environment and when it's time to leave. Even though those are environments you have to be in, there are times that you can kind of wrap it up. You know, you've done your time, and if it's not changing and you can't raise the bar, there are times you have to say, you know, it's time for me to.
You can leave mentally too.
Yes, you really can.
Like if you can put your headphones on and listen to something else.
Yes,
you know, I've done that. Like, oh, I got to be here and do that. You can leave mentally.
You can't do that in a corporate setting meeting. Put your headset on.
Well,
AirPods. One AirPod, even. Listen.
You have to do whatever you have to do to protect your mental and your peace.
Yeah.
You know, we have to, and that goes back to reading the room. So maybe if I'm sitting at the boardroom table, I may not be able to pop in a AirPod, but what I can do is maybe I need to do some deep breathing. Maybe I need to do some recentering of my mind and think of something other than the person that's sitting across from me getting on my third nerve. Because if I keep focusing on that person, it's going to take me out of character. And then they're going to win because I'm going to do something that I should not. And I've been doing a lot of that lately, making sure that I am not allowing other people's energy.
That's key.
To change who I am, you know, and when I say exit doesn't necessarily always mean leaving. It means leaving that mindset and that situation. So, you know, I'm real big now on just controlling me. Me.
Absolutely.
So.
You shouldn't let other people control how you feel or give them the power to control your emotions.
You know, and one of the things that I'm going to bring on there, and then we're going to go to some of the questions, is our facials. We know sometime when we walk, especially we as women, I'm going to say that, you know, we're emotional beings. And so we know that when we walk into a room and there is someone that we don't like, we instantaneously we just wear it, and we have to stop that because we're giving power to people that ain't even thinking about us in most cases. Right? You know, you're not that big of a deal. So
Earth, Wind, and Fire say it's funny how the way you feel it shows on your face.
You know, we like to use the excuse, well, I'm just emotional. Okay, you can't control it.
And
you know, so can y'all tell someone out there about these emotions and working and dealing with the emotions? I'm
gonna put this little plug in. I'd like to give y'all a little plug.
Okay, come on, give it to them. Give it to them.
And so my little plug would be, you know, never let anyone rain on your parade. You know, if you have a happy, outgoing personality, and the light shines brightly upon you, there's always going to be elements out there that's going to try to dim the light in your life. And so you have to be, when reading the room, you have to be aware of those individuals that try to dim, and you know who they are, and you know they finna say something and do what they've been doing it. And so I've come to this place where I say I recognize where it's coming from. I say, okay,
I see.
That's where it's coming from. So I'm not going to take this very serious.
And literally, he don't.
He's like, oh, okay.
What used to offend me, I say,
you've
been doing this too long, so I already know your aura of how you operate. You want to dim my light, thinking it's going to brighten yours up a little bit, but it's not. So don't let nobody dim your light.
I like that, brother.
I know that's a final remark type.
No, but that's
That's
still
the
good.
benediction.
We'll take it.
That's take that. We're gonna get these. Bring the people in here because they are in here.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start our quick shout out little section. We're gonna do LV with a fold.
Let's do that, and then we're coming back with these comments and questions.
Yeah.
Keep it quick.
Guys, don't forget, we
Shout
are
outs now.
April 24, LV with Val on the road. Catch us, get your premium tickets, get your VIP tickets, come meet us. And don't forget, we also this summer we have our bowling and brunch, and it's in honor for school supplies drive. So please, guys, come out, come have fun with us, and we can't wait to meet y'all. So
And if you
Q&A.
can't make it out there, what could you do?
you can always contribute on lverinc.com.
Yes, always donate. Always, because
Yeah.
as you guys know, everything that we do go right back out to the people that need it. We don't keep a dime. So
All right.
I know we always are on here seeming like we're begging. We are just really
It's a
trying to help.
nonprofit organization.
Yeah.
That's what you have to
Yeah.
do. You have to plead. You have to
Supplicate.
beg. You have to ask.
Yes.
I think our word of the day is supplication.
There, come on now.
There you go. Supplication.
That's funny.
What we doing?
Let's come on
Prayer
with these.
All right.
supplication.
What's our first question? out
What's the
there?
first question?
Absolutely. We had so many questions.
We're gonna
today.
take them. It's their time.
All right. So we have Terry Alexander from YouTube. He said, "Did you ever feel like you read the room wrong?"
Oh, come on!
Mm.
Since you jumped in there, give them the yes.
Many
and content.
times.
Many times.
Many times you can just miss the mark.
Okay.
You can be off.
And how did you handle it?
You gotta adjust. when you're wrong, you know you're wrong, and you gotta get right.
That's
When you're
right.
off key, get on key.
Get on key. Very good. I
You know,
love
so
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can read the room
You
wrong.
have to sit back a minute.
Yeah, you
catch
gotta
yourself,
take
know.
you gotta
Catch
take it in and be like,
yourself.
ooh,
Yeah.
I was
I
completely-
didn't
Yeah.
perceive
Yeah.
that the right
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
or
Let
I
me-
misjudged,
Let me
or
let me clean this
you
up.
know,
Yeah.
yeah. You
I've
know.
been in that position often.
I don't believe it.
Yes, even on this show, I have to say, "Woo, let me take a woo side."
That's when he's talking about. That's when I'm over
Gather
here. Y'all see
myself.
me here doing this here. Y'all see a little body like that, baby. Did you just do that?
You need that accountability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because then people are gonna read you wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Next.
Keep
Yes.
going. Keep going.
Suzanne and Terry Beck kind of asked similar questions. Suzanne asked, "Did you guys ever force yourself to adjust to your environment?" And Terry had kind of said, "Did you have any problem adapting to those new things?"
Of course, I forced myself
Mhm.
to adjust to the environment because sometimes there are environments, as they said earlier, that
Yeah.
you need to be in.
Yeah.
So I had to force myself, even when I had to come into the room, I
Yeah.
had to force myself to come.
Mhm.
And so once I got there, I needed to force myself
Mhm.
to stay in a mindset.
Were you present when you forced yourself?
Most of the time, you're not. I wasn't present. I was there physically,
Physically.
but I was not there mentally or emotionally.
Yeah.
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 Same. Especially when my mind is preoccupied with something that I feel is more important, whether it's a
Mhm.
personal thing or
Mhm.
even being physically sick, but you have to be there.
Yes.
You force yourself, but you're not fully present. So I
Right.
don't really know if it does any good, but sometimes you
doesn't.
just have to.
It doesn't.
I think
Like in healthcare,
Right.
they tell you if you're sick or if you have COVID or flu symptoms, stay home.
Mhm. Oh,
But then, they get
Don't come.
upset.
don't you hit
Yeah.
them like
Then
that.
they get upset when you call in and when you reinforce their own rule against
Right.
that.
Mhm.
So then the next time you show up to work and then now they send you
Coughing
home.
and everything.
So now I know if I'm sick, I'm not going to call in. I'm just going to go to work and they're going to send me home.
Anyway.
You see what I'm saying? So
Beat the
stuff
system.
like that.
So true. So true.
I think that also goes with coming out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Coming out of your comfort zone goes with forcing yourself to be in a place where you know you have to read the room correctly. You have to be present in that room.
I think when I came out, most of the time when I come out of my comfort zone, I really do enjoy
Yeah,
myself.
Right? Angel?
You know, when I know that this
Hold
is
up,
not.
you said when you come out of your comfort zone.
Let me tell you what I mean by that.
Yeah. You
Something
better
my
make that
comfort
plain.
zone. My comfort zone is sometime when have all of
The
this
shell.
this thoughts of I don't really want to be in there. And most of the time when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about private settings. Okay. So, or I was talking about private. I really don't want to go. How is this going to go for me?
So what I'm hearing you say, what you just said is you comfortable being uncomfortable.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's what you just said.
Let me say what I'm saying.
Okay. I want you to dress to make this plain here.
What I'm saying is, as I've grown through this process of being present wherever I go and knowing that I matter, you still have those remnants of things that have happened to you in the past. Okay. So when I show up in the room, I'm still showing up sometime with those thoughts. Remember I said women are emotional. So sometimes we read things that are really not there.
Anxious.
When I get to the place of, you know what? Let me get out of this.
Yeah.
Let me just enjoy me. Let me enjoy. Then that changes. When I let go of all of that other stuff, I'm fine.
You can be present in the moment.
Yes, but when I really just nothing I'm doing is working, I'll say, baby, I think it's time for us to exit. Center stage.
I can't get my mind right in this place right now.
Got to go. Yeah. And I think that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. And
that is okay.
You're in a place too. I know I said exit, right? But if you have to be there, maybe you can find one good thing that can come out of it.
Yes.
Like just, one good conversation, like have a goal, like, okay, I'm just going to talk to this one person or something like that. Just if you have to be there, it'll be worthwhile if you have the one thing that you can like focus in to make happen.
100%.
Yeah. When I started networking, I had to tell myself, okay, I can't leave unless I talk to at least 5 people.
There you go.
And then it started progressing, then 10, then 50,
Yes.
then everybody in the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, that's how you have to do it. Get out of your comfort zone.
All that many people.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's part of networking.
That's part of my job.
That's her job. That's why she's so good at what she do.
Gotta go smile.
Yeah.
Next question.
Keep going.
That's why I'm an entertainer. I prefer to just talk to the large group at one time
Okay.
versus individuals. I'm not finna have individual conversations.
But you gotta know yourself.
You
gotta know
that's a
yourself.
strength.
No, that's not a strength.
That's a
my
strength.
weakness.
No, I don't see it as a weakness because not everybody that can go. I may be a person that's better one-on-one.
Yeah.
Not everybody can go on a stage in front of a bunch of people and talk to a room. So that's not a weakness. That's a strength. And I think we have to stop looking. Yes, we have to.
Yeah.
That's your strength. That may be my weakness.
That's my go-to.
That's your strength.
There's also just the idea, like the body of Christ. We're all different parts of it, right? Like we all need the feet. Like the feet can't do what the hands do, right? I mean, unless you're specially trained, but we need everyone. And like it's nothing bad if you're not a public stage speaker, but
Use
you
your
are because
strength.
you're also the co-host of the Love and Victory Show with Val.
Yeah. All righty.
But yeah, I know we kind of touched on it. I don't know if y'all wanted to.
I want to keep going through the.
But with this question, have you ever felt uninvited, but it was too late to leave? I don't know if y'all wanted to expand.
I'm always gonna leave if I feel
If-
invited.
girl,
I'm not
yeah.
staying
Jump
somewhere I
on
don't
that.
want to.
There you go. Never
Mm-mm.
forcing myself to stay
Nope.
anywhere that I am. When you openly,
How do you feel uninvited if you was invited?
well, because the people that are
Okay.
hosting,
Yeah.
they're not talking to
Well,
the
a
people
lot
that
of times
invited you.
you
there.
have to be invited because if you're not invited, it'll say something about you,
them,
Yeah.
or-
about them. So
Right.
they have to give you the invitation.
but they really don't want you.
but they really don't want you to come.
Mhm.
And you always can tell based on when you get the invitation if
Mhm.
it's to some kind of gathering or event. And if I get the invitation too late, I'm not coming because I already know what that means.
Yeah.
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 100%.
Especially if it's to a birthday party at a high-end restaurant.
You're not doing that?
Nah.
No.
Well, it's interesting when you get invited as a +1
Yeah.
and that person's secure. Oh, you can come.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you get there and you can tell that it's
That
not
you're uninvited. Yes.
uninvited.
Yes.
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 So you
Yeah.
didn't even know you walking
Yeah.
into that.
The one
Right.
that invited you won't even talk to you.
What? No.
Exactly.
They're talking to you, but they didn't get the details of
Yeah,
of the.
They don't know the background.
They don't know the background.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
And then Stephen Robart, he said, "What is a positive and negative body language to you?"
Oh, I'm gonna let Day take that because I've been talking about that.
Oh, okay. I like when I was in the room, I was talking about thinking on break about an event, and I look around. I'm like, I'm gonna go up to the people that like they're having fun,
Mhm.
laughing, open. When I come up, they open up to me.
Yes.
Versus
Open up.
to me.
You go.
Mhm.
People don't understand it. If you stay like this
Yes.
here, that's closed
That's
off.
a negative
that's
body
a very
language.
negative body language.
Yeah.
When you have someone like this,
Yeah.
that's negative.
Yeah.
When you're sitting and
Yeah.
you're relaxed. And
Yeah.
you're saying I'm approachable.
Yeah.
So those.
Yeah, and I noticed this too. When people look me in the eye,
Mhm.
that's positive. Sometimes
Yes.
I'm talking to someone and they're scanning me up and down,
Oh
up
my
and down.
God.
And I don't even know if they know that they're doing it, but that's a sign like I don't trust you.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like
they're
you're
making-
reading me instead of I'm talking. Look me in the eye,
Yes.
and then I could just see their eyes wondering, checking out what I'm doing or what.
Mhm.
That's a red flag.
That's
That's a
Yeah.
red flag.
Yeah.
For
I see
sure.
it. I see it a lot.
Read it.
That might be an insecure individual.
Yes,
It is.
It is, but that doesn't
has
mean
nothing
that.
to do with you.
But I'm
it's
trying
not
to
a
make
healthy
you
thing for
secure.
you to be.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna make you feel. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything to make you
Yeah.
feel secure. That's something that you
But you,
bring in,
you,
but
but
That's a
reading the
self-esteem
room,
issue.
I love that. But reading the room, because that's something that maybe God is trying to show you about that individual.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you don't bring too close to
Right.
you.
yes, and I pick it up. Thank you, Lord. I'm like, all right, let me
Mhm.
Yes.
get
Yeah.
in that quickly.
Keep going.
We have Mike Wills from YouTube. He said, why does anxiety happen, and what is it like to have an anxiety? And maybe he might be meaning the difference more between like an initial like fear versus like an anxiety about a thing.
EuHarra.
Well, not really sure how to answer that. Why does anxiety happen, and what
Like
is it like to
maybe like
have
what's the root? What
anxiety?
causes anxiety?
Okay, I'm gonna throw it to Coach Anna.
I'm
Oh,
not
you
really.
can-
I really don't have
an
like
answer for that.
anxiety where I'm anxious about decisions or
Mhm.
choices or anything like that. It's more of, I think you kind of mentioned it earlier, when the control is out of my hands, then
Mm.
that's when I become anxious
Okay.
because
Mhm.
I can't control what is happening to me or what is happening around me.
Do you think that? And I'm just this is making me go to something else. Just hearing you say that.
But let's stay with this.
Wait.
question right there.
I got to go there. Do you think that comes from maybe some trauma that happened to you?
Part of
Needing
it
the
may,
control?
well, part of it may come from trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that, yeah, that is a trauma response,
Mhm.
but I think a part of it is just because I like to be in control of what involves me
Mhm.
because I'm in control of me. God is in control of me. And then second to that, I'm in control of myself.
And for me, the reason that resonated with me because I know when I'm getting into that control moment, it's something triggered from my trauma experience.
Mhm.
And so that's why I just
Yeah.
kind of wanted to.
I actually have I deal with anxiety. And that's something I've dealt with since COVID, really. But one thing that has helped me rationalize it for you, Mike,
Yes.
is anxiety is the fear of not being supported.
Yes.
So think about
that's
it's a
part of it,
fear
yeah.
of
Yeah,
not being
being
supported.
supported, yes.
So say it's really future thinking. You're
Mhm.
fearing something
That's
that
where I
can,
wanna
that
go,
may or may
right,
not, it's
yes.
future.
Mhm.
Like guilt is more regret.
Yes.
Anxiety is more future.
Yeah,
So
right.
your fear of not being supported for whatever's coming,
Yes.
whether that's supported financially,
Right.
mentally, relationally, the reason why you have it is because you have you fear not being supported.
That's
So
excellent.
that is what my definition of what anxiety is. And so to cure that, you find support from your infinite power, right?
Mhm.
You find support from like changing the perception of that you're going to fail or that
Mhm.
something's going to happen in the future,
Mhm.
and just rest in that you're knowing that you're supported in everything.
In everything.
Even if it turns out to be a
Yeah.
disaster,
Yeah.
you still support it because you've learned a lesson from it.
Mhm.
You're going to move on. You're still living. You're still breathing. You still will be supported in that. So that's what I've gathered from my journey with dealing with anxiety.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And I'd like
You-
to piggyback on
Okay.
that just a minute because you head on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is futuristic.
Mhm.
It is, look, you're trying to be somewhere prior to getting there.
Yes.
And that causes anxiety.
Mhm.
You have a presentation to make in the morning,
Yes.
and you have these
Oh.
thoughts just going on and on and on about tomorrow. You can't get any sleep. You lost all your sleep,
Wow.
everything.
Yeah.
That's anxiety.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're trying to be somewhere prior to being there
Mhm.
instead of just
Being present.
staying right
Okay.
here in this moment, right here. I'm right here right now. So why can't I enjoy this? I lost all of this because
Maybe because
I didn't went forward
Fueled
in
by
my
fear.
own mind.
But maybe you haven't experienced. Did you hear what she said? She said
I
she
experienced it.
anxiety.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I experienced anxiety. Everybody have
Okay.
experienced anxiety.
At some sort of version of
Yeah,
it all the
yeah.
time.
And I'm just giving an example of,
Because what he just said is anxiety. I mean, you clinically diagnosed, you need to be on medication,
right,
but
right.
you've had that emotion
yes,
Yeah.
because you had a presentation and you
Mhm.
felt like, oh, am I going to do
Am
it?
I gonna
Yeah.
get this right?
That's
Mhm.
anxious
Yeah.
energy.
Yes, it is.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
scripture says, be anxious for nothing,
For nothing.
Yes.
but through prayer and supplication, let your requests be made known unto who?
God.
God.
That's support.
Not your brother,
That's support
not
right
your
there.
brother or your sister,
Exactly.
your
That's-
friends or your co-workers, but to God.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, we got to get to these final thoughts, but I want to do 2 more questions. I'm sorry. They came in here. So the fact that they take the time,
To rank
and
these
I
things.
never, ever, ever want to take the Carter crew for granted and what God is doing in this hour. And so I know we can't get to all of you guys' questions. We
Mhm.
can't answer it all. The time just goes by. But I do want to take a couple of more, and
Mhm.
then we'll get to final thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah.
At least read them off.
Yeah, just read them
Yeah.
off. Just read them off.
We have Ray Brand from YouTube. He said, "When was the last time you didn't feel confident about your actions?"
Yesterday, but anyway, next, keep going.
And then we have Peter Jasper, also from YouTube. He said, "Have you guys ever felt like everyone around you is able to understand the environment around you, but you're not?"
Mhm.
Sometimes.
Keep going. Yes.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
And then I believe this is our last question. Darnell Harper, he says, "How important is it for people to understand their surroundings?"
Very important.
It's life and death.
It's life and death. Let me just
Yeah.
say, did somebody just say life and death?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a life and
It's
death thing.
so
Yeah.
important. It is
Yes.
so important. It's so important.
Literally,
Yeah.
life and death.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, all right, y'all.
Yeah.
This
If
show.
you're in a club somewhere and it's hot outside, and somebody will show up with a trench coat on.
You better leave.
Like,
You-
wanna-
Yeah.
But they don't go in the direction of the person
Right.
in the trench coat, right?
Yes.
You
Something
want
about to go down.
somebody
Yes.
go down.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, then.
It was so fun.
We are at the end of this show. I want to first say thank you. Thank you to our wonderful, wonderful listeners on the show. And followers, Carter crew, y'all blow me away every single Saturday. But before I do my final thoughts, I want to start with EuHarra and then on today, and then we're going to work our way back around. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Just want to say thank you to you guys for inviting me back on your platform, to everybody that listened and tuned in. I guess if I had to have anything left to say to everybody would be just control yourself, control your behavior,
Mhm.
know what you're getting yourself into, remain poised, observant, self-aware, and confident in who you are and what you can provide to whatever room or setting you are entering into.
Beautiful. And how can they find you? And what do you do that? Because you
You guys can find me on all social media sites with just my name, EuHarra. You can tune into my podcast, the Honesty Policy Podcast. I just dropped an episode called 50 Questions for Black Men.
Oh,
So, and it actually got a lot of people
Mhm.
calling
I
me and
bet.
going off on me.
I
going
bet.
off for you. Huh?
But
That's
yeah,
good.
so if you guys have any media needs, photography, videography, creative consults, hit me up.
All righty then. I love it.
Check that
And
out.
EuHarra, I just want to give you a shout out for the baby
The baby
things you got.
hairs.
You got to show the people them baby things. That's so cute right there.
I'm looking at
And she actually have the hair for it. It's not good.
Yeah, I was about to say, everybody can do
Everybody do that. She has the hair to do that.
Thank
So you look beautiful.
So do you, Miss Val.
And Dave.
I love it. Man, you guys, you brighten up my morning. I love coming here. I was on a mission to get here today.
Oh, if y'all knew what she had to go through to get here, I love her so much.
I love y'all too. Thank y'all for always inviting me to this space and meeting amazing people, new faces. I will say for everyone who listens, like Miss Val, thank you for tuning in and being vulnerable and asking your questions. That means a lot because it allows us to be able to share, and it's helpful for us too to reflect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you for that. I would also say that when it comes to reading the room and managing your anxiety and all of the things that you deal with, just empower yourself. to be able to find solutions that can be within you. You don't always need to look outside. The answers can be inside. They can be within your power, your ultimate power, your God, your universe, to be able to manage through whatever you're going through and be able to have the wisdom for reading the room and getting the support you need. But empower yourself, because you can do it. You can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
And how can they
do
find you?
Yes, so I am officially Simplicity by Day on all the platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And I also too have a podcast, the Modern Mompreneur Podcast. We cater. Miss Val was a guest a couple weeks ago.
Oh my God.
We cater to building a community to impact, influence, and inspire fellow mompreneurs who are raising a family and running a business.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my God. And it was amazing being on her platform.
Yes.
Please check it out.
Yes.
I tell you, you will be fed. So, wow. And let me go to Aaron. Aaron, let's keep it quick, and then we're going to go to Anna.
Yeah, no, I very much appreciate this episode because I think it's helping a lot of people, and I feel like I learned a lot today.
All right.
Beautiful.
Okay. Beautiful.
Well, I want to close out with that. Remember, you're not born with anxiety. No baby has anxiety, right?
Come on now.
Right.
The anxiety is a learned behavior, mindset. Anxiety, again, go to God when you have anxiety.
Yes.
And for read the room, final thought is, remember, be comfortable in your own skin before you enter any room. Be comfortable the time, but as soon as you walk out that door, you have to be comfortable in your skin, so that when you get to that room, you read it properly, you go talk to the people you need to talk to, and you feel comfortable. And it actually helps you get out of your comfort zone when you're that comfortable in yourself. Yeah.
So true.
Wow. Brother, wow. Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
That was very good.
I
Brother
mean,
Carter.
but how do you back up what's all been said? I mean,
You can do
I
it.
really have nothing at this point, because I think you ladies have said everything that need to be said. I particularly like what Ms. Anna said at the end, that you're not born with anxiety. It is a learned behavior, and we can unlearn that behavior. And I'm just going to leave you with that scripture that we gave you earlier today, Philippians 4:4-7. Amen.
Amen.
All righty then. And once again, it's come to an end, and just this Saturday, I enjoyed my therapy today.
Mhm.
I love sitting on this platform and just talking to the people. Every Saturday I grow. I grow week in and week in and week in. And I'm just so grateful. I want you guys to continue to chime in to LV with the Val, all platforms with LV to Val. Give us your comments. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Share with us where you think we should go and how could we help you, and what impact have we had on your life.
Yeah.
That's important for us to hear. We want to know, have we impacted you in any way? I know we're ending this show, but you guys can still go in and comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about. And
state where you're from also.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can all look at the camera. We're going to tell it, instead of just waving by, we're going to say thank you.
All right.
Today is we're in a grateful state.
That's
so let's
right.
say thank you to everybody.
God bless you.
Thank you guys.
Until next
Thank
Saturday.
you. Mwah.